Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Martin's Musical Memories, where, as you saw the first one, you know I've got a whole bunch of records sitting in an old crate box here. Remember the old ones we used to get? We used to get the milk crate one, great for albums, you know, and killed one of my friends back who's in that business. Anyway, so today, after looking at the first video and realizing my memory is getting worse, but as you know, the reason I'm doing this is to see if someone my age can remember how many songs I can remember on the album. I've only got about 30 left at the most. And like I said earlier, let's see how if I can remember anything again these days. So I'm looking there, I'm trying to pick it up because I'm disappointed I couldn't remember a lot of the Queen from the day of the races I had. Let's see if I pick up this one now because okay, this one, well, this one's going to be interesting because this is being in Canada. I bought this a long time ago. It's called Rocking on the Airwaves. It's just a whole bunch of the hits that the Canadians had in those days. This is called Rocking on the Airwaves. So you've got to find this one. I'd recommend it for it. Well, so what's on side one? Let's start with side one. Well, Turn Me Loose by Loverboy. Turn me loose, turn me loose. Remember that one? Oh, and the Powder Blues, another Canadian band. Doing it right. Remember that one? See, I'm better at my Canadian stuff probably than my Queen now, I guess, you know. And oh, and then we've got Trooper, the boys in the bright white sports car. Here they come, the boys in the bright white sports car. Yeah, me and my friends played that a lot when I was living in Nova Scotia that time, in Halifax actually, because we were all driving it and that stuff. Let's see what else got. Oh, and Bruce Cockburn. Now he's still going, I think, isn't he? Wonder where the lions are. Wonder where the lions are. Remember that one? There's one though I don't remember though. It's called Heads Are Gonna Roll by Straight Lines. There's one rock band I don't remember. And then we got another Canadian band called Harlequin had Innocence. I barely remember that one myself. Okay, side two. Oh yeah, Rough Trade had a big hit there. I remember that. High School Confidential. That's a good rock number, that one there. Now, Toronto had one called Even, the song was called Even the Score. Now, I don't remember that one as well. And the next one was a group called Triumph, and the song was called Lay It on the Line. And here's the thing, I saw them in concert twice, I believe. Once at Halifax, I believe. I think it was their Saddle Dome and the ones they had on the park there in the old days in Halifax. And one Burton Cummings. Burton Cummings, those you don't remember, of course, he was with the Guess Who. I saw him in concert once. That was a good concert. I felt so young there because everybody else was in their 40s, so that was when the boomers were reliving their 60s, you know, and that was fine state of affairs. Okay. Oh, and here's one of my favorite here. Now very few of you know this guy unless you're from Nova Scotia, but the Minglewood band with Matt Minglewood. He'd been going I think he'd been going from the 60s on and everything, and he had redone an old song called Can't You See? Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman's been doing to me? I recommend you ever try and find that song. You listen to it, because to me it's a classic. It's a Canadian classic, you know, and it was written by what life was like when you lived in Cape Breton. I always liked that. So, and last one on this list is one is Dug in the Slugs, and they did pretty well as well because they started off, what do you call them? The rock, punk, new wave basically. Too bad that you just get smart. That's all for. What was it? See, I can't remember. I remember the song, but I can't remember everything. They had a couple of other hits I liked, like Tomcat Prowl. That's my favorite one from those people. Anyway, so like I say, folks, I'll do that again. You see this one, it's called Rockin' on the Airwaves. Look around in the second-hand store. You might enjoy this one because it's got a lot of good stuff. And hopefully it's in good quality as well. So that's not too bad for that. So let's try number two now. I keep doing this. I'm kind of happy with that because I wasn't quite sure if I remember those people. Let's see what I'm picking up now. So, oh God, I wish it was a lottery ticket. Oh boy, okay, this one. Now this one's a bit of a comedy one this time. Totally different from rock. It's called The Goodies Greatest. Now, the Goodies were a TV show, but it was, you know, the three guys would do there's a lot of slapstick stuff, so you'd have to look online, you see what I mean. It was very popular because we liked the slapstick style stuff, you know, and Tim Brooke Taylor, Bill Oddie, and Graham Gargan. But it was Bill Oddie, the guy here that wrote most of the songs. So they're all spoofs. Okay, so I mean, there's the second side of it. The goodies greatest. You have the tricycle and everything. You can see that. So on side one we had the goodies theme. Goody goody yum yum. Doodle doodle doo 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 doo. Oh God, see, I remember this one. Okay, the Funky Gibbon. I don't know, it was a hit. You liked it when I saw it first, but you think back and going, oh God, it might be a bit racist. Do, 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 the Funky Gibbon. We are here to show you how. It was kind of comical, but I don't know how it would go. Now, the In-Betweenies. That was another hit they had as well, because they were making fun of themselves being old in the 70s. Too old to be a teenage guy, too young to be a mother's pet. Are we? Just the in-betweenies, everyone's trying to forget. Kind of funny how your memory gets better sometimes with these things. Now, Nappy Young was a spoof of the original Puppy Love thing, because they call it Nappy Love. It's just not one of my favourite songs from the Goodies, but one they had there called, number 5, is called Last Chance Dance. It's about guys, trying to realise there's playing the last song, and it's the last dance, it's the last chance. It's about the guy, trying to realise he's got one last chance to find a woman that day, Another one that, well, I don't know how they got away with this song actually. It was called Father Christmas Do Not Touch Me, and I'm not going to sing that one because it was pretty raw, pretty bad, pretty raunchy, and so it must have been something written maybe by all the college crowd in the old days, okay? So I won't sing that one, okay? So, okay, now on side 2 of this album actually was one called Black Pudding Bertha's. Black Pudding Bertha, she's the queen of number 1 or something, and the other one was called Bounce, which is Bounce for Britain. It was actually making fun of remember the old space hoppers we used to have in the 70s, if you're my age? I think we had one, or someone had one. I know my sister had one, and we fell over a lot because we were trying to bounce it. But they had some of that. There was Bounce, but I think that's what it was like. So it's called Bounce and Bounce for Britain. So it's just a song. I actually got them to play it once at disco, and everybody thought it was crazy. But okay. And number 3 is a song that I think we all have to learn these days, especially for us today with what Trump's doing these days. It's called Panic. Everything is heading for a crisis. The country's going broke, but don't be blue. Remember, friend, that all of us are English. That's the rest of the song, so you'd have to listen to that song. It's one of my favourites because it cheers me up, because it's basically, it got Britain, it nailed it down Britain, everything's falling apart, and so. Okay, another one's called, number 4 was Make a Daft Noise for Xmas. Christmas is coming, isn't it a laugh? We haven't any money, so let's all go daft. Believe it or not, it's one of my favourite because it cheered me up because I'm always broke, which is why one of my handles is I am broke too, which tells you the story of my life anyway. And number 5 now on this one was called Charles Aznavoice. It was a spoof of the French singer, and they sang a really bad song in a raspy accent, so not the greatest song actually. Now number 6 on this was Wild Thing, which of course was a big hit in the 60s. Wild Thing, you make my heart sing, you make everything groovy. So they did that. They did it a bit different, but so it was a bit funny. But this was Bill Oddie's style, He even wrote some songs in the 60s, so he'd been going forever. So hey, he even did the Man About the House shows in the 60s. I remember that, him in Graham Garden. Anyway, folks, so that's part 2 of some of the songs there. So like I say, that was the Goodies Greatest. If you ever find that, I suggest picking it up and hold on to it, because the Goodies there's only 1 or 2 of them left. I know, because Tim Brooke Taylor, he passed with COVID, which was sad. So that was pretty bad about that when I heard about that. Anyway, so I got a few more of those albums. I know they're hiding in there, so you might be hearing them, and they're all silly kind of parody songs, but fun. Okay. So anyway, folks, so thank you very much for listening to this today. This is Martin Bell saying TTFN again.